in the Big Leagues campaign. I'm Airbreak, and I'll be your moderator for the day. So, how are we going to do this? Right. So, do we have a package lead?
Yeah, I'm gonna lead.
Okay, so Cross is package lead. I'm gonna hand over things to him after explaining some SOPs. Does everyone here have a slot? Is everyone here happy with a slot?
Can I just put it out there that if anybody else wants to take over Cobra 4, because I wasn't counting on leading it, they're welcome to. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Snake? No,
I'm fine.
good.
Right, so
Alright,
Fritz,
well, good luck. You got me then.
Fritz, are you okay with a free ship?
Listen up.
Yeah, I'm fine
I'll
with it.
stand
They
with
won't be
Cora.
fine with it.
Okay. So we have Res Grizz and Gamble, me and Viper, Boone and Warhawk, and Cross and Plasma as flight leads. And for the rest, everything looks pretty much okay. So that being said, just bear with me. Right. So if there's anyone new here, you should review the SOPs and the Saturday BMS events. And remember to check your bandwidth. Right. Okay. Yeah. So everything looks fine. So Cross, you have it.
Sorry, we're in the theater with plus or plus not?
Plus.
You have it in the
Okay, thanks.
in the spreadsheet.
So, Lexi, are you actually joining this package?
Yes, if I can.
Okay.
I just don't have any of the info, so if you could put that
So
in chat, I can grab.
there's the free slot in Cobra 4 as number 3.
Sure. What's the package number?
Package number.
Just join the block 50s in Sarajevo.
3-1.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alexi 2931.
I imagine you don't want to be an element leader.
No.
Okay. Hey Abe, are you able to break free of the Microsoft yoke?
Yes, I think so. But I'm like pretty distracted and I haven't read the briefing yet, so I definitely would prefer Fritz, if you don't mind, just taking flight lead.
Well, I was asking about element lead.
Yeah, I could do element lead for sure.
All right, happy birthday. You are now the element lead of whatever, and then
Cobra.
Lexi is number 2.
Yeah, if you guys are happy with me, then I'm fine with it.
We're happy. We're very happy.
All right, because yeah.
All right, cool. Full house. Let me just spend a minute to read the briefing. I was planning on doing this before now, but got wrapped up in some admin shit. Just give me a minute.
Typical fucking officers.
I know.
Lexi, if you're rusty, just follow the advice I got from my wife last week on landing. The wheels go at the bottom.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right, I'm gonna start the full brief in a second, but I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. Hey Fritz.
Yeah.
You can attack you can attack those southern SAM sites that are marked, because I think that'll be pretty easy, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
I think I'm going to attack the stuff around the city, the Bajentica. At least over the plot, like there's SA3s there. I'm going to attack those. Then I'm going to see how far I can get northeast. Which I don't. Let me actually read the briefing task order and see if that's what it says.
Do we have co-located steer points there?
No. Just give me 1 second. So I'm Plasma 2. Yeah. So basically, the way the briefing reads is, I'm going to be attacking the east side of the air defenses. You're attacking the west side, but I'm tempted to just clear air defenses leading towards downtown over there, because that's where we're going to be marching towards next, towards Belgrade. So let's do this. You can keep your current tasking because I think that will be like if you're worried about basically anything, I think you'll be fine on that tasking because you're close to the flot and there's going to be like 12 other flyers that are guarding you to the north, so you should be fine. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive and I'm going to attack shit to the northeast towards Belgrade. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Yep. I'm happy with that.
Cool. All right, I'm going to go over the brief now proper. Let me start sharing my screen here. All right, so if you folks click on...
Works.
Oops, what happened? Hold on a second. We got issues.
What happened?
What is happening on my computer?
Thanks.
Sorry, my computer's like flipping it. Give me a second.
What's
Can you guys
that
still-
one tab?
Yeah, we can see.
Hunter.com?
Okay, cool. What? What are you saying, Boone? There's no porn on there. Don't even try that.
No,
Nice try.
he said horn pub, man.
Oh, horn pub. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really love
for
to
brass-
buy.
Brass
Yeah.
instrument enthusiast.
Yeah, I really love to buy like collectible horn instruments. Yeah. All right. So this is package 448. You shall not pass. In honor of Gandalf. Okay. So campaign situation. Our ground forces are holding in place. They're blocking enemy axis of advance, but we're not able to attack quite yet. We have some SA-11s and SA-6 reinforcement batteries. The situation here for air and ground is, I would say, the same as last time. So there's vast enemy airwaves coming in from the northeast and the north. The Russians are in the war, so they brought things like Su-35s, Su-34s, Su-27s, MiG-29 Sierra. Croatian forces are stalled. They're no longer advancing. They're being attacked by BAI. And there appears to be a massive Serbian armored counterattack massing on the eastern flot. As far as the air defense picture, I would say it's mostly intact. The enemy air defense picture is still mostly intact. And we're gonna have to work it down. All right, our mission. There is a large enemy strike package marshaling at Badinchika. We're gonna actually make that a threat steer point, so we don't have to pronounce that. There is a large enemy strike package coming from that town. It's going to depart within the next 30 minutes. So we have our package primary tasking is to block that Alpha strike from hitting our airbase. We also have two seeds that are going to do like, oops, sorry. We also have two seeds that are going to be doing like search and destroy. This says south of the cap area, but that's only going to be partially correct because I'm an asshole. I'm going to switch up the plan a little bit. Objective, sweep the area, repel the bomber package. Weather is good with high clouds. The weather, I just want to check the actual weather. So it is, so our takeoff time is 600 essentially. Do you know if it's like daytime conditions? Hex?
It's dawn turning day, yeah.
Is it like the annoying thing where you can't use MVGs and you like, can you see with your eyes?
I
Okay.
think it's
Yeah,
pink.
okay.
It's gonna be pink and yellow.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we should be, so unlike the past like 3 missions where we're fighting in the dark, we should have the ability to get tally on stuff. And as far as the METC and atmospheric shit, it looks like, yeah, so 5,000 cloud base. So there's going to be low-lying clouds, but the con layer is going to be at 28,000. So you'll see like clouds low and then con up at 28. All right. Threats, we're going to go over the next two slides in lieu of this slide. Air threat reference. Please, if you are new to this theater, just copy this slide and like tattoo it on your arm or something. Like there are a lot of airframes in this theater,
including the Alec Baldwin.
It's definitely Alec Baldwin. You got to put him on there. But this is, there's a lot of different airframes. there's a lot of overlap. So there's like Greek F-16s and F-4s. We have F-4s and F-16s. That will feed into the ROE, which we'll go over in a bit. All right. Air threat reference. There's one base that is not on this reference. So you can see here that the primary vector is from Badendiki, whatever you want to call it, and Nikola Tesla. There are MiG-25s, 29s, 31s, MiG-29 Golfs, and I think, can't read that, but probably MiG-31s. And then east there's Su-27s, and there's a singleton Su-30 at Ponkive, but probably in-op and probably won't scramble. To the north of Gamble 7's AOR, there is another airbase, which is not marked on here, that has been a vector before. Let me just look that up real quick in the thingy. Unless it was hit, it's still there, and that airbase was a pain in the ass. Give me a sec. I'm in BMS right now.
Yeah, it might be somber or something.
Yeah, that sounds correct. That sounds correct. Yep, exactly. So just northwest of this Gamble 7 AOR, there is, like, if you just draw a line northwest Steer 5, there's another airbase called Sambar, which is it's only like 35, 40 miles, and that thing is 10 Su-27s and 11 MiG-29 Golfs. So pretty nasty shit coming from there. I expect Gamble 7 that to be their main focus and priority. All right. That's the air picture. Also not marked here is, like, to the southeast, you could have F-16, Greek Air Force shit coming in. It's unlikely, but possible, and it has happened before. So if you get a spike out of the southeast, it's not necessarily friendly. It could be hostile.
Do they fly Eurofighters?
They do not. Not the Greeks, at least. No. That would be bad. ADA. Yeah, so you can see here, there's like this big black circle down here to show pop-up air defenses. That's going to be, what's your call sign, Fritz?
Cobra.
That's going to be Cobra's tasking. What's also not marked here is, like, just see this, like, yellow circle, yellow urban area just northeast of Warhawk 6. There's 2 active SA-3s just sitting there. So that's a major threat to Warhawk 6 and Viper 1. My call sign will be, my call sign is whatever the fuck it is, Plasma 2. Plasma 2 will be attacking those SA-3 sites and more. Okay. Those are the main threats. Game plan. Plasma 2 and Cobra 4 will search for and destroy any air defense. Okay, yeah, so we already went over that. I agree with the marked areas. So Gamble 7, Viper 1, Warhawk 6 will be sweeping to the northeast, establishing a barrier cap. Warhawk 6 will be responsible providing cover and support for the seed flights.
Shouldn't strictly need that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on that. This doesn't. No. We'll go over this in the contracts, but if you get engaged, we'll have a contract for I need help, and then one of the flights can call a playmate.
It's end zone, I believe.
Okay, I haven't looked at the contracts yet, but we'll get that in a second.
I think it's the same as the last one.
Seed flights maintain responsibility for defense against threats. The east and south, Warhawk 6. Okay, sure. AORs are fluid. Okay, so I want to just call out a few amendments here. So, what is your call? Gamble 7. Who are you? Who is leading?
Howdy.
Razgriz. I need you to I need you to scan and block shit coming out of Sombar. So that should be coming just due north of you. You'll see bandits coming in from there. I think it actually has the most bandits out of all these air bases, and it's pretty close to you, so they're going to be scrambling. The other 2 flights can orient northeast, so that would be Viper 1, Warhawk 6. You guys can orient northeast, and you know, it'd be really good is if we can make some lanes. Yeah, I feel like
those are different than the AORs we've got.
Just extend the boxes northeast. So in other words, if you need to attack, so I guess that box. Here, let me look at the actual frag plan. So are you guys behind the boxes, or are you?
We're in the boxes, my friend.
You're in the your flight plan is inside the middle of that box.
Yep. You got a BARCAP across the middle of the box, 20 miles.
Yeah, I moved mine out a wee bit.
Okay, so if you can imagine, those lines extending out like infinitely, that's going to be the lane that you're going to be fighting in. So, not to say that you should be going that far, but that's the lane. So if there's bandits coming in from, do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay.
We're bombing Russia. Got it.
Exactly. Bomb Russia.
Also, there's a big fat SA-10 at the edge of the AOR. So
yeah, I'm gonna deal with that as well. Yeah. So this basically like this. Okay. Oh, you see that? Oh, you don't see this because I'm not sharing my whole screen. Hold on.
Boone, it's inside the SA-10. What are you doing?
No, it's on the outside.
Stand by. All right, you see this? Oops, not that.
Stand by.
I drew those lines out. That's basically what I mean by lanes.
Yep.
You see that, right?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeet.
All right, back to the briefing. Cool. We went over that. Contracts. I don't care if the SA4 or the SA6 are active. I do care if the SA10 or 11s are active. So call out them being active. As such, SA10 active, and then a position or a bullseye. And that's the intention there is if these SAMs are active and they're a factor to the flight, then the seed will have to attack them. But I don't care if their SA6s are active because they can just be avoided. Unless they're like under the flight, I don't really care. Okay, a seed attacking SAMs. Yeah, that's fine. End zone. Seed unable to penetrate target airspace due to bandit factor. Yeah. We don't need this because we are not gonna be like I will not be calling this, and I'm the only one who's penetrating airspace. So we're not gonna do that. This we can keep the castle. We can keep castle. BARCAP is defensive and retrograding from their designated cap area due to bandit factor. Yeah, so this means basically that the seed should come to the cap's aid. Oh, actually, this says other sweep flights support in D-Louse. Okay, so castle. So you're gonna, if you're BARCAP flight lead, you're gonna call castle ×3, and then retrograde. So castle. So you'd say, hey, Viper 1, castle, retrograding southwest. The other sweep flights support. So the other sweep flights are going to respond with playmate and support. I think if we're completely unable to hold the line, if we're completely unable to hold that line of caps, then we want another contract. We'll call it Alamo, and that's line of caps are unable to maintain station, and that is any BARCAP flight lead. That is call sign Alamo, And then the response is call sign Alamo. So, and in this case, egress toward Sarajevo. Egress toward retrograde toward Sarajevo. Fuck you, spelling. Okay. Lastly, if you're bingo fuel or you have no weapons, you're at the end of your vulnerability period, say my call sign, which is on the mission commander, so it'd be whatever my call sign is, Plasma 2, Viper 1, egressing RTB, and then just return home. So we made some edits there during that, so I just want to make sure everyone understands the contracts. I'm just going to go over them again. I'm going to cover the bottom three. So castle is used if the BARCAP is defensive, they're unable to hold their station, they're retrograding. They're going to say my call sign, castle, 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 retrograding in the direction. The other sweep flight should respond with playmate. If they can. If the whole line of caps are unable to maintain their station, one of the BARCAP flight leads can call Alamo. In fact, I would say any flight lead who has good SA can call Alamo, and then we're going to retrograde towards Sarajevo and defend Sarajevo local airspace. And then lastly, when you're done with your mission, say my call sign, egressing RTB.
Question?
Yeah.
Do you want to include Seed and Alamo? If we hear Alamo call, do you want Seeds to also retrograde? Presumably.
I would say yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because it means that we're fucked and they need help, basically. So it's retrograde towards Sarajevo, and also Seed is swing rolling to cap.
Nope.
Yeah.
Got it.
Cool.
When
Any
you
other
get shot in the face, what do we do?
just start crying, like plan a funeral. Yeah. So like, we'll go over the succession in a second. Any other contracts that we need? Okay. So the succession will be as follows. I'm the mission commander, followed by Warhawk 6, Boondock Saint, followed by Gamble 7 Razgariz, followed by Cobra 4 Fritz.
Hua.
Did you say Hua?
Hua.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Any other questions on contracts or anything before we go to the ROEs and SOPs? Cool. So ground ops and landing, motherhood stuff. We're gonna be doing visual landings. Well, I guess we could do overhead break now, but it doesn't seem to work because we always get jumped. Let's just do visual landing. Yeah, we'll do straight in landings. We'll follow the AWAC, the ATC. If the tower is unresponsive, which has happened a few times before, they get scared and they just like flee the tower when they see bandits overhead. Just use UHF guard for landing ops. So if you need to coordinate landing, switch on to guard, use UHF guard, and we'll talk on there.
Sweet.
Air-to-air ROE, commit range, 35 miles. I think that's fine. Okay, so BVR engagement rules. You have to have a negative mode 4 response, and then you have to have one of the following. You have to have a declaration of hostile by an AWACS. You need to have, I don't know what VID means. We'll say capture or tally bandit. Or you need to have correlation with bandit nails. No, I don't like that. You got to have capture or tally bandit, or you need to have AWACS declare hostile, and then you can fire a BVR. Seed. Yep, that's just normal, what everyone should be doing. Ground ROE. All right, hard deck for this. We'll say 10,000 feet. This is just some notes on how to attack the SA4 and SA6. I'll let the flight leads brief that shit. All right. Questions from package commanders. Flight leaders.
Just a short suggestion.
Yes.
I was shot down last week at 11,000, so maybe we should make the hard deck 15.
Let's make it 12,000.
Okay.
Anything else? Flight leads.
Sounds good.
One small thing to add to the briefing that I forgot to mention is that the BARCAP should fence in on the ground. Get ready, zoom climb up to your altitude because there's going to be air pretty close.
There's a shitstorm brewing, boys.
Yeah, I was thinking about briefing that actually. Yeah, so that's a good point. Let's have everyone ground fence. And then you can follow the procedure that Hexagon just said. That's fine, but definitely ground fence. You should be master arm on. You should be lights off. All your shit's powered on, ready to go and fight as soon as you get airborne. Cool. Anything else? Cool. Let's do IVC checks, and then we'll break into flight channels for briefs. I'm going to start with Gamble 7.
Gamble 7, 2.
3.
4.
Viper 1, 1.
Viper 1, 4.
Warhawk 6 actual.
Warhawk 6, 2.
Warhawk 63.
6-4.
Plasma 2-1.
2-2.
2-3.
2-4.
Cobra 4-1.
Cobra 4-2 have Quappy.
Cobra 4-3.
4.
All right, that's everyone. Please split into your flight briefing rooms, and happy hunting.
Bye.
Okay, so this is gonna be a bit tough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we got the main thing, the main vector, and in the event that Gamble on the north, it's getting engaged with the guys they have to deal with at Sobor. We and Warhawk to the south will have to deal with these guys coming from the north. As you may know from previous events, we had some big groups and pretty cluttered radios. So it's going to be pretty tough. As briefed in the package briefing, everyone should be fenced while we are on the ground. Data link set on demand, and all the other flight leads, that is 1-1, 3-1, 4-1, and 5-1, should be set in the air-to-air page. So what we'll do is we're going to do a max performance takeoff. That means we're going to accelerate to 500 knots and then pull up 50 degrees until we get to about 20,000 or until we reach 350, and then we'll level off and head to steer point 2. By this time, everyone should be master arm on, lights off, jammer on. Don't forget to turn it off if you get engaged by others because they have home on jam. And also, what else? I wanted to say something else. So yeah, and don't forget about your TVGP. Have that ready for capture. Okay, it's best to set it on expanded mode and use a China hat to zoom in 4 times because you're gonna need the most you can get out of that camera.
Question: do you do this on the ground or in the air?
Yeah. So by the time we reach steer point 2, everyone should be, double checking everything. But yeah, they should be on the ground. I don't think you can set a TGP on the ground, but I'm not sure. I never tried. I usually do it right after takeoff.
Copy. Because last time I did, I think it didn't work. It messed up my TGP, but I'm not sure. It was 2 months ago.
Yeah. So the bottom line is by the time we reach tier point 2, everyone should have that set up.
Okay.
So by the time we reach tier point 3, we should be at 24, 25,000, and that's when we reach tier point 4 on Carrot. Well, actually coordinating with the other flights. Oops, sorry, I'm just messing things up here. Right. So yeah, coordinating with the other flights to be on station at the same time, basically. And we'll set up our grinder between steer point 4 and steer point 5. So how we'll do that? We'll make it 5-mile separation. So I want BS to be 5 mile in trail by the time we reach steer point 4, and then we'll go in turns. So I want the element lead to call hooking left or right, to call every single MRAM on uniform because we need to coordinate with the other flights. I'll call when we commit the group. And one other thing I should add here is if one element is in, the other element is out. And one element sees here, let's say element 2, like BS and Chris-Rep. They are near steer point 5, let's say, and they get engaged by, or they do see a contact, positive hostile contact, let's say to the northeast, right? The best thing to do there is reference me or Chimpak the data link for the bandits, and call reference data link contact to the northeast positive bandit and so on, so that when we turn in, we'll have the contact ready, and we will just be ready to fire and act fast. So that will be a thing to consider, using data link as much as we can, because yeah, we need those references, and data link will be really useful in this mission. In the event we get jumped, remember to call tumbleweed, and I would say that the best rejoin point would be steer point 4. So just call reference to steer point 4 if you get tumbleweed. Do not break the hard deck, although I have no idea if there's any man pads or whatever shore adds to the north, but we should definitely be about 12,000 because breaking a hard deck is, as you know, very dangerous. Right. Okay, Joker Bingo. It's pretty short range here, so I'll call, let's say, Bingo 25 and Joker 115. Joker 25 and Bingo 15. We are flight 2, so that means we're Victor 16, and TACAN goes as follows. We're going to be element connected, so that means I'm 16 X-ray. Number 2 is 70. What's that? No, it's 64. No, wow, 74. Is that right? Math.
79.
Should be 79, man. Plus 63.
Yeah, 79. 79. Yeah, okay, thanks. 79. 79 X-ray. VS is yeah, 79 X-ray. Oh wait, dude. No, 79 Yankee. BS is 79 X-ray, and Chris Rev is 16 Yankee. Is that right?
No, dude. What I think you want is 1 and 2 to be X-ray, and 3 and 4 to be Yankee. The numbers, like you said.
Yeah, I think so. What I want is the element, like VS to have the TACAN on me. So no, I think I was right.
No, you said
like me and VS to be on X-ray, and 2 and 4 to be on Yankee.
Yep, you said it right.
Okay. Because I want the element to have a good idea of where I am. Okay. Okay, right. So that should be it. Questions, concerns?
Just trying to pick out all that. Last time I played this 2 weeks ago, FCR was just a complete snowstorm of white.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up here. Cold nails.
All right, listen up.
Cold naked, very important. And yeah, basically if it's really fast and it's turning hot, you should be definitely checking that guy out. Use IFF a lot, because IFF is basically what saves you AWACS, yeah, we can use AWACS, and I think I should give clearance to everyone to use the AWACS declare. But yeah, as I see, we're all pretty experienced pilots. We know what flutter radio means, so just keep in mind that it might get pretty cluttered. So use that responsibly. Right. And yeah, call your flax freeze over uniform.
Roger. Question 4 for takeoff. We're just all getting on the runway together at 5 departure or something.
Yeah, we'll get on the runway together, but not necessarily all four set at the same time, because we'll have a 5-second separation by elements. So me and Chimpak will take off first, and then 5-second separation, and BS and Chris Rub will take off. We need to get rejoin as fast as we can. We'll do our best to stay above the hard deck and above 350. We're gonna be pretty fast in this flight because speed is life. In case you get engaged by another, and if you have a missile launch, call it retrograde. Make sure you keep it between your 9 o'clock and your 3 o'clock, and yeah, go as fast as you can. 500, 600, 700, whatever it takes. Right, anything else I forgot to cover?
You got it there.
Okay.
How good is the R77?
Good enough. I mean, as I said, the only thing you can do is basically get as fast as you can. What I do basically is make it come from my 8 o'clock, let's say, and then I count 10 to 15 seconds while I'm really fast, and then I switch it to my 4 o'clock. Right, so I'm turning. Slow turn, not to bleed off too much airspeed, but move it to your the other quadrant.
Yeah, I usually do that too. But just asking, is it a similar range as the 120?
No, yeah, good call. So never get too close to the high PK box. You should be like, let's say, if you split into 3, the range from the max range to the PK box, you should be at about let's say 1/3 to the PK box, if you get what I mean. Mm-hmm. Just in order to make sure that you get the best shot, but not to get shot at, right? And never have a jammer off if we encounter like 31s or things carrying others. So if you see that, if you get nails to that, so these kind of guys, just turn the jammer off, because they have homeland jam, and that's gonna be pretty tough. And that's most likely what will gonna happen.
Sorry, which guys?
The guys carrying others, the Sukhois.
Okay.
Even the MiG-25s, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, don't count on the jammer to help you in this. Just make sure that you're not near the PK box, because if you are, they'll start shooting at you. Right, so that sums it up. Right, so if we're all good, we can move into the briefing room.
I'll do that, Bob.
Hey, I saw your note about the tank battalion that's 20 miles within the base. I'm scrambling a bunch of A-10s right now to deal with those.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, so
the one to the southeast?
It's 5-1 already, so that's the 3-minute break. Everyone is back, I guess. So if you're raising your hand, if you're here, I'll go over definitely Discord during the flight. Use Shift T to chat in game if you have technical issues. If you have an issue, close BMS and IVC. get your issues sorted out, use instant action to check flight controls, then relaunch BMS and reconnect. So you have to start BMS and IVC entirely. If IVC doesn't get closed, use Titan Energy to kill it. You have only one reconnect attempt, so try to get it best the first time. After you land and next BMS, or if you get knocked out, jump down to the debrief channel to chat with others. Recon a target in 2D to preload your cache and speed up your loading time. Double click your flight, double click your slot, save your data cartridge, and then commit as taxi. So if you've previously flown ramp, make sure you switch to taxi before you commit, because otherwise, if you're on ramp, you might blow everything up. Right. So I have to save the campaign.
Yeah, make sure you save it with the same file name.
Right.
Otherwise, if we need to load, we won't be able to load back in.
Can you help me a bit on that one?
Yeah, so just click save at the top left.
Right.
And then just find 448 pre.
448
and just
pre. Right.
Yep, and just save it over that. Like click save. It should say, "Are you sure you want to overwrite?" And then just click yes.
Okay. Hold on.
Did you got that?
Yep.
Cool.
All right, boys, we're jumping ready to fight.
Okay. Saved. Okay. So I'm putting yeah.
Has everyone done the dance?
So I had to speed up a little bit to
No, you don't have to do that anymore. So all you have to do is tell everyone to take off taxi.
Right, so everyone take off taxi now.
Good morning, Uoaf 6. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi Echo Alpha and hold short runway 30.
3's up.
Freezing pit. Closing pit.
Uoaf 6-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 26595. Good morning, Gamble 7. You're number 3 for departure. All present position. Give way to Viper 1-4 F-16, taxiing Mike.
Three set.
All set. 4 green jet. What the fuck is this guy doing here? Someone just shot off over the event.
Right, I'll leave here. Oop. 3 and 4 chicken.
All checking in.
Good morning, Plasma 2, your number 4 for departure. Hold present position. Give way to Gimbal 7-4, F-16, taxiing Mike. Gimbal 7, your number 3 for departure. Hold present position. Give way to Viper 1-4, F-16, taxiing Mike. Good morning, Viper 1, your number 2 for departure. Hold present position. Viper 1, taxi Mike, Echo, Alpha, and hold short runway 30. Give way to Uoaf 6-4, F-16, taxiing.
One's rolling. Two rolling. Leave a steady light.
All's rolling.
Plasma 2, your number 4 for departure. Hold present position. Give way to Gimbal 7-4, F-16, taxiing Mike.
Gimbal 7, taxi.
Gimbal 7, taxi Mike, Echo, Alpha, and hold short runway 30. Viper 1-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 26595.
Viper 1, wing 270 at 4 knots, runway 30. You are cleared for takeoff.
Please taking back to the right. One set. Two step.
3 and 4 set.
Okay, 2 round them up. Ready, 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 brakes off now. Ready, 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 burning now.
Gimbal 7, hold short. Gimbal 7, wing 270 at 5 knots, runway 30. You are cleared for takeoff.
All's wheels up.
Right, we'll
1-1,
check right
contact
now
departure.
at this altitude for 0.2. Check right for 0.2. Out of burn 500.
3-4, just past under you.
Visual.
Tell me when you've gone up, I'll follow.
Louis reference 02, going busters for 500, and then we'll pull up. Yep. Moving up 50 degrees.
Gamble 7, departure. Depart heading 060. Resume on navigation.
Louis leveling off. 21,000.
Force leveling 21,000.
Flight call sign spin.
Dart 41, 810, 30 miles. Southwest 13,000. Inbound to
Defense and
landing.
10-5.
3 Zen 11-1.
Dart 41. You're cleared all the way in. Overhead approach. Runway 30.
Right,
Welcome back.
lead fenced in 10-5. Make sure you power down your TTP. Music. You can keep it up now, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna switch it off really soon.
Force vis on 1 and 2, blind on 3.
3's on your 7 o'clock.
3's moving left for rejoin. Sorry, 4 moving left.
Is visual on 3, I guess. No visual on 2. I'm a bit behind on your 6. Roger. Check left for 0.3.
Warhawk 6-1, Sentry 2, contact confirmed hostile. ID as CU-160.
Lead 5 degrees nose up, we're looking for 25,000.
Package Warhawk 6, be advised, AWACS is fucked.
Gamble 7-1, Sentry 2, picture is multiple groups, range and azimuth split. West group, bullseye, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0, 6, 21,000, track, west, hostile. Northwest group, bullseye, 3, 2, 6, 1, 1, 5, 21,000, track, southwest, hostile. East group, bullseye, 3, 3, 8, 8, 0, 20,000, track, west, hostile.
Level off 25,000.
Magic, bogey dope.
Alright, 4, let's come right a little
Package
bit.
Handle 7 has Gorilla Group RCAP
Nail
area.
27 to the east. To the northeast. Yeah, 2 minutes.
switch uniform 6. If you haven't already.
Warhawk 6, castle, 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 low and south.
Gamble 7 commit, 32885, 20,000.
Warhawk 6, Plasma 2, playmate. Okay, so these are friendlies, just near us. Looks like Warhawk got rid of the other ones.
My guy is S277.
Oh, we got me 27. Please, pass 3 on mix 7, 227.
Alright, 4 turn in, stir point 4.
Element is turning, hooking, lead is hooking left, right.
Where do you want 3? Where do you want 4?
With me, en route stir 4.
Right.
Don't get
Hey, Viper, Viper Plasma, be advised you have 6 or 7 bandits inside of the southwest side of your box.
1 and 2 are currently ready. Just to get a separation, we'll turn back in immediately.
Chalice.
Visual on 3.
2 they have, okay, they have visual. 2 left, turn back in.
2 Fox 3, East Group, bullseye 310. 82. A force tumbleweed, I do not have blind on 3.
3's out, defensive.
Chaff, flare.
Four come out south.
Nail 27 to the north. That should be, I don't know, gamble job. Got them engaged.
Engaging Sukhoi.
Plasma 2, Alamo.
Kobold.
Chaff, flare.
2 defending out there.
Yeah, 1 is defensive.
Chaff, flare.
Viper status.
Viper's engaged, mid 27, 227.
Fox 3, bullseye 323, 83, 23,000.
Chaff, flare.
960 merged with the enemy.
4 cheap shot. Out.
4 spike 27, still southbound. 4's hit.
Warning, 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 warning. Caution, caution.
Hello.
You guys still prosecuting targets?
No, we're all landing right now. Hey, sorry, Apex, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
What happened, man? Did you get frat killed?
Rat killed, but totally, like, I was locked and totally kind of like forgot about it and just shot right in the face.
What, you hit the ground?
No, I was shot right in the face by that MiG-25 right when I.
Oh yeah, that's what I figured. So what happened is he was hot on me, and he must have bandit switched onto you and fired a heater at your face, right?
Yeah, and I figured I can do what I want now. It's like we're like 5-6 miles, so I figured there's like
Yeah, there's no way he's gonna turn into you and shoot you. Yeah.
No, the thing is, I didn't think that I could escape that one.
You pop flares and break.
Yeah, I did, but to no avail.
That sucks. Sorry.
No biggie. I mean, I would have loved to get those guys with the gun.
Yeah, well,
I suspect once I am at his 6 o'clock, there's no way. I mean, he could run, but he could not outturn me.
Where's the shitty thing though? Is four still had a slammer, so that was unnecessary. He wasn't really communicating. Like he still had a slammer, so you didn't even need to do that, which we didn't know at the time. Obviously, hindsight's 2020.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame anybody. Just sucks that we didn't hit the SA3, but I found out later on the pod that my azimuth was just wrong, and they might have slammed into a building. So I may have obliterated a building there, but not the low blow. But 3 of my 4 AMRAMs hit, so I call that a win.
Yeah, fuck that building. Sounds like everybody had a really tough time this week.
I mean, our flight didn't really have a tough time. We did okay.
Ace in a flight.
Felt bad for Raz though. My heart goes out to you, Raz.
Oh.
Well, this is the second time we've seen this, but if you back out of 3D with no air-to-air munitions and then come back, you get full air-to-air munitions.
Nailed it. That's the secret.
Yeah, just back out, come back in. Your fuel doesn't though, so.
Did any see at the?
We fired 5 harms and they all missed.
Yes.
That's why you gotta put Mavericks and bombs on the target, man.
Well, you guys missed.
I was on final. I was about to fire a Maverick, and then there was 2 MiG-29s on my nose. Like Cobra was supposed to come and help us, and they were just like not responding. So I was like, "Cool, we're just gonna abort."
I'm getting a little frustrated with this campaign. Like,
yeah, Lorix campaigns are not easy.
No, I'm not talking about difficulty. I'm talking about like shit breaking, like the fucking AWACS again. It makes it hard to not be able to BVR a Su-35 within our rule set when you can't even get the AWACS to help you. Like,
It didn't respond to any of you guys, but it was working for me.
They stopped right when it mattered.
Yep.
Okay.
Like I was getting picture calls and everything, and then I really needed a deck, and of course that's when it stopped working.
Yeah, he vectored us into MiG-29s as soon as we took off. I asked him for the nearest threat. He didn't answer. I asked for a picture. He gave it to me. And then that's the last I heard of him.
So one thing to keep in mind is that the data link rounds block the AWACS. So you have to keep that in mind.
Seriously?
Yes, because it's using the uniform radio, and so is the AWACS.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. If you keep sending, if you keep spamming data bursts over Uniform 6, like AWACS, like you won't have time to reply.
This is using like Link 4, which is like an ancient form of data link that came out in like the 80s.
Yeah, but like, so I know my flight had everything on demand only. So does it block it out for everybody if another flight is spamming their data link?
Yeah. I don't think it matters who requests data. You're blocking the frequency anyway because everybody receives those data bursts.
Then we probably need an ROE where we don't use the fucking data link unless it's really necessary.
You can switch it. You can switch it to Victor as well. Like that's what we've done before.
That's
like
terrible for package SA though.
Yeah, but not if I can't persecute a target BVR that already has a tactical advantage over me, airframe wise. You can't fight. An F-16 is not going to win versus a Su-35 without BVR.
Were you guys able to get capture and stuff?
Yeah, so we killed two MiG. We had the bombers locked up. The bombers drug us into a flight of 27s, which we started engaging. We defeated their first set of missiles. You'll see all this in the Acme when we get to it. And then these 35s literally charged into us, like cavalry charged into us, into my flight. And it was game over. I mean, and there was no AWACS coming through to warn me that those guys were there.
Yeah, I mean, with the wall of red air coming this way like this, like if we don't have good AWACS, I think we just have to play a lot more conservatively and just, I don't know, twizz shot a bunch of shit and go out at 20 miles. But that's not going to be super effective. It's not going to get us killed like this, but it's just frustrating. Things don't work when you need them to.
You said you can put the data link on Victor?
You can, yeah. Then you'll just step on each other instead of AWACS in the package.
I'd rather have AWACS than know where my wingman is. I mean, like...
Frankly, I'm with you.
It's his job to stay on me anyway, as a flight lead.
No, you'll have AWACS and you'll know where your wingman is. You'll just not know where everybody else in the package.
Yeah, sorry, you won't be able to plug in other flights.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Especially if you're in a BARCAP. I don't need to know where everybody else is. The only one I needed to know was Cross because he was crossing into my AO.
Left and glorious.
Were you guys able to get down?
Yeah, we're all down.
Sweet. Cool. We'll go ahead and start the debrief. We'll go from there. So we'll start with Gamble 7.
Well, I was dead for most of it, so I guess I'll have Hex is gone too. So I guess I'll have Moody pinch hit or something. We came up, we fenced in, we set up a 10-mile spread. Things were going well. There was a big wall of red air coming our way, led by a pair of Greek Vipers. There was some confusion on the way in whether that was Boone running away from flankers, because I had heard on uniform that he was getting into the shit. And I was having trouble relying on mode 4 returns because just previously I had flown past some F-18s that were clearly friendly F-18s but weren't giving mode 4 returns. So I asked for an AWACS declaration, and of course that's when AWACS stopped working. And I was like, okay, fuck it. These must be hostiles. Shot at 15 miles and went out, but there was already an AMRAAM crawling up my ass. And I was talking to Hex and stuff. Like, you'll see in the Acme, there's things I could have done better timing-wise, defending the missile to start jinking later or something. But it was just a hard situation. So I got all fucked up. Of course, the AI didn't shoot at anyone else in my flight, so they got to keep living. Moody, what happened after that?
Yeah, so you went down, Hex took over. We set up a grinder and started prosecuting targets. It worked pretty well. Everybody was communicating well and talking on the targets, calling out shots. I think Hex and Streak did some twist shots, got a bunch of kills, and then we took out a couple bombers, and then we RTB'd once we were all out of missiles.
Cool. So what went well, and what could be improved for next time?
Do you want to take that?
Oh, I was just going to say what went well is it sounds like flight comms were pretty good. Organization was pretty good. What didn't go well is we had more technical issues. And it's just difficult to go up against a wall red air like that. I think maybe we should talk about using more defensive tactics, like just like twizzing and going out to 20 or some larger MAR than we've been using.
Was the AWACS shut down? Because I was watching the stream. AWACS went off in between.
No, if AWACS is shut down, you can't access the menu, but we could access the menu.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So we'll go to Viper 1.
Yeah, so what happened here was a big mess on my part, basically, because the first thing was that my flight was actually, we were like 1 minute behind Carrot. The other flights, the other BARCAPs, I saw they were ahead of us a bit, so that meant we had friendlies and enemies before our eyes. I saw some missiles coming out of Warhawk into some contacts that I got to the northeast. I saw like 3 or 4 Nails 27s, and by the time that happened, I realized they were pretty close. I got a missile out, and by that time I was really, unaware of any comms over uniform or whatever that may be. I was just trying to shoot everything out, everything that was close. Chimpok, number 2, got missile off as well, but apparently it missed. So me and number 2 went defensive, and 3 and 4 remained, but they got separated. And that's all hell broke loose because we got separated, and after that, me and number 2 tried to get another shot at those guys, but they were pretty close. And then all my flight got shut down. I looked to my back, and I think there's my wingman there, but actually it was a flanker. And by the time I realized it was a flanker, that was it. I mean, I was out. So yeah. What could be improved, like everything from comms over uniform to correlate with the other flights to, I don't know, the mindset. I mean, I was coming here with the mindset of a BARCAP, but I didn't expect contacts within 40 miles hot on me and getting me locked up and spiked by the time, I mean, even before I reached the station. So it was pretty much some sort of a half scramble as far as I'm concerned. So basically, yeah, the mindset would have helped. But I wasn't prepared for that kind of scenario.
So did you hear that part in the briefing where we went over that? We literally said we got a fence in on the ground, be prepared to fight as soon as you get airborne. Did you hear that?
We did. We were fenced in and we got our TGP ready by the time we reached tier point 2. But then, like I said, it wasn't about what I knew what I had to do. It was like about my mindset and what I was expecting. I was expecting bandits by the time I reached tier point 4, but actually they were at tier point or close to tier point 4 themselves. So that was, a thing that caught me by surprise.
Gotcha. Cool. Let's go to Warhawk 6.
All right, so we were the first to take off. And when I get to my what we can do better, I have some squadron level suggestions we should do to change up how we operate with stuff like this. Because as soon as we took off, I got vectored by the AWACS when he was deciding to talk to us. I got vectored to a flight of MiG-29s. So vectoring my flight towards those 29s per the AWACS, under the assumption that if he's vectoring me towards them, they must be pretty close. I try to get, from the AWAC, I try to get a Baron on him. He doesn't give it to me. I asked for a picture, and he gave me a group that was not the MiG-29s. And then I asked again for a picture, and that's when I no longer had AWACS. About 20, 30 seconds later, I tallied 2 backfires coming towards the airbase, probably 60 miles from the airbase, maybe 70. Told my flight to gate towards them because shooting bombers was the primary mission. We start to go towards the bombers, and taking a page out of U.S. doctrine, they turned on their jammers late and drug us into their escort, which was pretty clever by the AI. But I was okay with that. I mean, we were up there to kill air. So we start engaging 27s. Unbeknownst that a flight of 435s is also coming in on us. We're having to get close because we have no AWACS to persecute the target. So BVR was not able to happen. We ended up killing 2 27s and damaging a 35. After we went defensive, Element 1, Element 2 tried to delouse us, but the 35s, like, cavalry charged into my flight. They fucking, and you'll see it when we go into the Academy, they ramboed, they split their flight up and ramboed into us and just started causing mayhem. So that they killed my entire flight, all 4 of us. So I don't need to talk about Landon and anything else. What went good? Well, off the bat, my flight was fenced in. We were good to go. We saw the targets. We started persecuting targets. Even with the limb flak, without the AWACS, we were able to get some kills. But we were essentially 6 against 4 and up against a superior airframe within visual distance. So I'm pretty sure I got killed by a heater from the 35, and I'm pretty sure Taub did also, and I think Dom may have also. That means they were way too close. It would have been nice to have the AWACS to tell us that they were coming, and 2 to let us lock them up from afar with our AMRAMs. Things we can do better, I would say. I'm in the same boat with Raz about changing some things up about how we're operating. I understand our BVR rules so we can avoid fratricide, but we're losing too many airframes trying to stay within these parameters. And we don't have the technical support a la AWACS to support that. So we either need to be way more aggressive or we need to be overly cautious, and unless we know for sure we're having an advantage, we need to just go defensive, but then that'll slowly become a campaign of us running away. The other issue at a squadron level is when we're taking off, some of the flight needs to stay on Uniform 6. Some of you guys, like, really only the flight leader, I guess, should be talking to the tower. I was trying to call the entire package. Again, I was the first one to take off. I'm trying to call the entire package that these aircraft are coming in, so you guys are ready for them, but you're all on the tower.
So that's why guard exists. You should switch to guard. There's a knob in your cockpit that says guard.
I know where it is. I guess. When I'm trying to persecute 6 aircraft and 2 bombers, I'm just saying it would have been nice if somebody was on 6. By the time you guys got in the air, my flight was already dead, so we couldn't pass on any of this information. Like, I usually have my flight on 6, and I'm the only one that should be talking to the tower. Nobody else really needs to talk to the tower. That information can be relayed from the flight lead. But that's all. That's all.
Cool. Cool. So Plasma 2. So some high level beats. Our plan was to destroy the 2 SA3s that were on the northeast side of Warhawk's box. We had myself with a harm Maverick loadout, 2 with a mixed loadout, and then 3 and 4 with harms. So got airborne, started to push over there, and we heard Warhawk calling castle, so I responded playmate. Started to engage the bandits that were in the Warhawk 6 AOR. And then we just essentially were cap for the entire flight, just killing. I think we killed like 12 aircraft or something like that. We killed a lot of bandits, and we were just floating around doing that. So that's what most of the ACMI will show. We did try at the end to go for our SAMs, so we ran in. was a bit of a miscomm. Like we thought, like Cobra was like, yeah, we're gonna land, get some fuel, we'll support you. So like we went over there, and we were engaged by 29s, which we were able to handle. But then there was another group of 29s. We were out of missiles, so we had to just jettison our shit and egress. I think Cobra was like still on the ground at that time, or something. I don't know what was going on. We'll see in the ACMI. So we couldn't do it unsupported, so we just RTB'd. On the way back, we had a leaker 25 that was engaging me, but he was very close to Apex. He was like 6 miles close to Apex. He was engaging me at like 30 miles. He bandit switched onto Apex and shot Apex at a heater in the face. And then we RTB'd. Although by the way, that bandit was killed by AI with an AIM-9. And then we RTB'd, landed with 3 ships. And Apex only had a gun, so it was like a sort of a desperate situation. We learned after the fact, I guess, that 4 still had a slammer, but so if we would have known that, we would have not put Apex into that Wes. Would have just shot him with a slammer, but we didn't know that at the time. So Apex had a Fox 2 on the nose, was splashed, and then we RTB'd. Oh yeah, Cobra supported us on the way in, so that was helpful. I think the air picture was clear at the end. But they were still around and then supporting us. That was handy. Okay, what went well? Number 2, great essay. Amazing essay. Really good sorting skills. I was like rapidly sorting. I was like 2, this is your target. 3, this is your target. You always responded using proper brevity, unable, sorted, lost lock. You were being very good communication. Good weapons employment by, I would say, everyone in the flight, but I think 2 and 3 had especially good weapons employment. I think our grinder stuff went pretty well. We were separated. We kept good mutual support during all of those fights. The execution of the plan to attack the SAMs actually was going pretty well. We just, like, I was about to roll in on final. I was like 3 miles away from a rifle, and I just had to abort because of those 29s. Otherwise, I think we would have killed at least one of those SAM sites. So that was good, like the way we did that. Fairly quick response when I called for a slap shot when 2 was getting shot at by the SAM. So that was good. Number 3, good element leading. I can definitely tell that you're improving there. Just, my only constructive feedback is like, you should be sorting targets for 4 as well. So like, it's not just you that you're trying to sort targets for, you're controlling 4. So you should be telling 4, like, 4, this is your target. And, we learned like way too late into the flight that he was on the wrong uniform channel. We didn't even know, like, he wasn't even seeing the data link stuff that we were doing. So we would have learned that sooner if you were like controlling him a little bit more actively. I thought that the planning stuff we did was very good and solid as well. Like within our flight, like we had a really good idea of what we were doing, and that was overall good. Okay. Stuff that could improve, like, so from a package point of view, I never heard anyone respond on strike. Like after, like, the flight leads were killed, I knew that there was still flight. Like I knew there were still friendly F-16s around because I could see them flying around, but no one ever talked on uniform. I even went on to guard and was like, please report in, and no one reported in, which is sort of shitty. Like, I don't know if we planned for like succession inside of the flights or like what people would do if someone got hit. But there was just no comms on uniform. So I had very low SA. Thanks to Fritz for like being available and talking. We were able, so it's basically at the end, it was like, okay, cool. I guess everyone's dead besides me and Fritz. So we coordinated a plan. By that point, Fritz had jettisoned. His flight had jettisoned. So we actually went and tried to get capture on your target, Fritz. Like, we actually overflew your target, tried to get capture on it, and that SA-3 is not there anymore. It's just not there.
Interesting.
Then we tried to get capture. So then we went northeast We did get capture on our targets, but we just weren't able to push in with enough support. We weren't able to get them. Anyway, back to constructive stuff. So, number 4, I know you're new here. If you do not get data stuff, and you don't know what people are saying, please like loudly speak up. Like, I do not have data. I need frequencies. Make sure you check that at the beginning. And if you don't hear people talking, it's usually a sign that like the frequencies are wrong. And if you don't have data link rounds, it's usually a sign that the data link is wrong. So like, make sure that is done. And then like from 3's point of view, you know, you have to control him, because I wasn't controlling him really. So like, if you're controlling him and you're trying to sort targets with him and he's not responding, or if he doesn't see your targets, then he's obviously not on the right frequency. Does that make sense, Apex?
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. And I want to put up a little thing to my defense. You were referring to like the data link stuff earlier, and I think he was announcing multiple times that he had issues with data link and uniform comms, but I think at least once you shut him up in order to clear comms, which makes sense in that situation. But yeah, it's just like when things were heating up at the beginning of the mission, there simply was not really time to sort data link stuff because comms had to be clear, and we sort that later on, just to bring something up in my defense.
Yep. So as soon as there's a break, like you should be jumping in and correcting that, right, for him, because you're as an element leader, you're supposed to be controlling him. Like I'm supposed to be controlling 2 and the overall flight, and you're supposed to be controlling 4. So that's something that I would say, like, in most of our events, the element leaders are not super active, but I'm going to keep calling that stuff out because that's how we get good at all this stuff. Cool. Other than that, for my flight, no other points. Great job to the guys in my flight. Thanks for, I know you're new here. I think you did a good job. I know you're a little concerned about your brevity and stuff, but I think you did a pretty good job. So thanks. And then I'm going to go to Cobra 4.
Yeah, so seed flight that didn't de-seed. We took off. We took off last, I think. So we extended off west a little bit just to get some separation from the situation, and we already did the Alamo call then. So we set up a semi-cap grinder over the airfield, just northeast of the grinder. I guess the idea was sort of to be like a bit of a vanguard in that situation, because I didn't want to fling AMRAAMs into whatever was going up ahead. I couldn't work out what was going on. It was just chaos in front of us. Be it my inexperience or be it the situation, I'm not sure. So I didn't want to fling AMRAAMs into that, but we ended up with a few 27s and MiG-25s coming from what would be basically northeast, just to the side of the one box, and we ended up dealing with them with a sort of a grinder. 3 and myself got pretty merged with I think a 27 at a point. We all jettisoned at a point. We lost 4 in the chaos somewhere along the line. But we got some kills, and we burned a hell of a lot of fuel. And then it came around to Plasma calling us for support, and we sort of discussed internally what we have left, and we figured we don't have enough fuel, so we went for the hot pit refuel on the ground. We all landed. I think the timing was a little off there. If you'd given us just a few more minutes, we could have been there more in support, but the refuel takes a hot second. Also, we seemed to lose comms on the ground. I think that's when you were really hailing us, because we got airborne and everything seemed okay, and you guys moved off.
Yeah, I think what I probably should have done is I should have been like, how much time do you need? Because my impression was that you were like about to take off, which you weren't.
Oh no! We were just setting up then. We were just setting up.
Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah,
it's fine. It was just a timing thing. I called there at a point. I think I'll report when we're ready to support, and I don't think that was received there. I don't know. Maybe we're too low already. But yeah, it worked out all right. It was pretty quiet from that point. Everything got quiet suddenly. When we were landing, it was dead quiet. When we took off again, we took off with a 2-ship first. I was still refueling. 3 got engaged with some 27s coming right over the airfield. An A-10 may or may not have been shot down by an AIM-9. Cannot confirm. Glance over that. I was way too excited. I just popped the thing. It's 3 called as a 2 ship. I saw the back on it.
Did
Yes,
you hear me correct it though?
It
I
was
said
as
it's a
the
2 ship,
shot
and then
went
I
off,
said,
dude.
no. I corrected like maybe 20 seconds before that.
Oh.
But I must have gotten stepped on. I'm like, oh wait, nope, it's a A-10 defensive. And then,
I heard 2 ship. I saw the back on a fly. I shot at the front one. But either way, that
Hey, they got good
happens.
cockpit armor. He'll be fine.
Yeah, from there we supported Plasma on your way back. We got spiked by 20s. I was a bit nervous of that because there were enemy mirages. Turned out to be friendly, and then we came back and landed. Good things. I feel like our impromptu grinder was pretty good. Again, I'm still pretty inexperienced with air-to-air, so it's difficult for me to work out the picture, but I felt like that was pretty good. Yeah, I have to apologize to Tu. I was way too happy with the throttle, and I kept leaving her behind with the ridiculous fuel burn. So I apologize for that. And just to everyone on the flight, I appreciate sticking with me. It was interesting. Yeah, that's about it. Good, thank you.
Cool. That's the end of all the flight debriefs. So at this point, we're going to be looking at the ACMI. Thanks everyone for attending. At this point, it's sort of like an unstructured thing. There's no real time box or anything. We're just going to be looking at the ACMI. And I think that I might be hosting that.